Welcome to Chasing Dreams podcast with Aimee J. Aimee believes that realizing a life without regrets is achieved by taking chances, chasing your dreams, making moves, and overcoming your doubts. The Chasing Dreams podcast will help you overcome life's obstacles, believe in your potential, and inspire you to face your fears. And now here's the woman who is passionately pursuing her dreams, Aimee J.
Hey Dream Chasers, this is Aimee J, and thank you so much for tuning in to episode 155 of Chasing Dreams. Today's episode is brought to you by the mobile app DuoPix. DuoPix allows you to compare two photos in one composite image, whether it's a before and after, then and now, or just two photos you want to put side by side. DuoPix now allows you to save your projects and watermark your photos. DuoPix is available on iOS, so check it out. It is brought to you by my mobile app company, Chamaps. For more information, please visit aimej21.com/duopix with an X. That's DUOPIX. Happy day, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. So this is the third episode in August that I am airing. It is a separate special kind of episode where it's just you, me, talking about a topic that I think is important. And that's because this month I am taking some time to focus on my own dream chase and really work on that. You know, I've been doing this whole thing for a few years now, but I've never really given a solid month or chunk of time to put in. And that is something I'm doing this month. And so to be fair to you, to be fair to my guests, to be fair to everyone, I didn't want to divert my attention. And so here we are, just you and me. We're going to chat. And the first week we did this, we talked about your story. Last week, we talked about permission. This week, I want to talk to you guys about your circle. Yeah, I want to talk to you about who you're hanging around with. Who is in your circle? Who are your friends? Let's have a chat about that. Okay. So in my 38 years, I have had some amazing friends. I still do, you know, and the thing about life is friends will come and friends will go. Some friends will be lifers. Some friends you still keep in touch with. Some friends are your family. And, you know, there are friends I have today that I probably only talk once a year or see once every couple of years. But when we get together, it's like no time has passed. It's the most amazing feeling. And those are some quality friends, right? But the thing you have to understand about people and relationships are that your relationship with someone can and will and should change. It will ebb and it will flow. There will be some days you guys are really close, talking all the time. And there's some days that you're not so close because, you know, time, life, circumstance, whatever the case is, kind of has pulled you away, right? Some friends will become acquaintances. Some acquaintances become closer friends and vice versa. You know, the dynamics change, right? When we're talking about your life and your happiness and you chasing dreams, right? There's a quote by Jim Rohn, and it basically says, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's a very powerful quote, and it's not saying that, hey, you have to have 5 specific people exactly this way, but it's something to keep in mind. It's something to keep in mind because if you're surrounded by people who are always negative or always joking around, right? That's gonna play a part on you. That's gonna have an influence on you. So it's not a quote that's to say, hey, this is how it is. This is the way it is. But it's to make you aware that the people around you have an influence on you. The people that you surround yourself with have an impact on you. And the question is, what kind of impact do you want them to have on you? Right? I'm not saying don't have friends who are jokers, who are comedians, who are hilarious, because I think you need that in your life. I need that in my life. There are certain people who are friggin' hilarious and are part of my life because they bring peace to me because of that. They know when to have fun. And then there are people who lift me up, cheer me up, give me that positivity I need. There's some people I talk to every day. There are people, like a lot of my friends, I have friends in groups, in clunks, family friends, church friends, college friends, my M10 friends, my friends from my Meyerhoff scholarship, close to my heart. Ride or dies for life. They became lifelong friends because we went through our own type of ritual and routine through college that we know what we went through in the summer of 1998. We all went through Summer Bridge together, and that creates a bond, fraternities, sororities, groups like that have a special bond, right? It's the way it is. You guys have a common goal, life, mental, theory or philosophy. And that's cool. That's awesome. That's how it is, right? You have different friends for different things, right? That's just like when we were planning my sister's wedding, it was funny because you're categorizing relationships. We were like, okay, so we have all these friends and you're putting people at tables. You're not, or hopefully you're not, or maybe that's how you roll. We were grouping people by relationships. Like, how are they friends? Oh, okay. Those are our Meyerhoff friends. Those are our UMBC friends. Those are our dental school friends. Those are our church friends, and that's because you wanted to group people who were similar, who knew each other, who would have a good time with one another, right? If you were going to group people by personalities, like, okay, so he's a joker, he's a joker, he's a joker. Oh, he's very serious, very stoic, right? Then you would group them by personality. So everybody has defining characteristics. For me, a lot of my friends have, a place in my head and heart because of how I know them. And people have multiple labels, right? My sisters are my college friends, my siblings, my best friends, Jamie's also in my law school friends. So everybody has multiple labels, right? It's sometimes just how it is. And some of them are closer to me than others. Some have been closer to me, but because of the years, that closeness has kind of been distant a little bit, but still ride or die, right? The point is relationships come, go, change, fade. Some get stronger. But that's just the way life is. But when you're talking about that, it's important that you're aware of that. Okay. Don't hang on to someone who is a friend, who's a great friend. Then you see this personality change coming over them. Start becoming a little negative, right? Start becoming a little more bitter. And you're just like, oh, what's going on here? And you talk to them about it. You have a conversation. Don't just cut off friends. Don't do that. But, if you talk to them and you ask them what's going on and it's just continuous negativity coming, then, you need to think about, do you still want them in your life the way you were? Or do they become an acquaintance? Or do they become some other relationship? I don't know. Because again, you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Do you want that to be, if somebody comes and looks at the 5 people you surround yourself with and it's all negative people, listen, the vibe I'm getting isn't going to be positive. Most likely. You could be the shining star that kind of outshines those 5 influences, but it's not easy. It's not going to be easy. And so the real reason I wanted to talk about this though is when you're doing a dream chase, you want people that support you. And by support you, I don't mean yes people. You don't want someone who's always going to agree with you. That's not really what I'm saying. Okay. When I say support you, you want people who will hear what you're saying and give you honest feedback. People will hear what you're saying, hear the impossibility of it, let you know. But then if you say, yeah, but I'm going to still do it, keep supporting you and say, all right, dope. You know what's going on. You've accepted that there are fallacies in your thought. What can we do to help you? Right? You want people who have your back, right? I'm not just in a fight, right? Because why go to violence? Why go to violence? But people who will help you at 3 a.m. because you're working on a presentation and you need tech support. people who will help you 5 minutes before you go on stage and your shirt has a small tear in it and are sewing it up. You want people who will support you regardless of what's going on. That's not a yes person. I want to emphasize that. You don't want someone who's just going to always blindly say yes. That's not good for you, and that's not good for them. They shouldn't be someone who just says yes. Okay, you should talk to them about that if they are. You don't want someone who's always negative or critical. That's wearing. That's exhausting. How do you deal with that daily? I was with someone and we were on a trip, and it was, the things they were saying were it was just negative. It was just negative. Every story, everything they were saying was negative. And the thing that was depressing was, it was like, okay, do you have one thing positive to say? Did you enjoy what you were eating? Something? It was just like, I could feel myself being brought down because of the words and the stories I was hearing. And it was a very harsh vibe. And it wasn't, and here's the thing, she wasn't negative to me. It was just everything she was saying was negative. It was just depressing. It was just depressing. And when I got out of the car, I was like, I felt down. I felt depressed. And I couldn't understand it because when I got in the car, I was stoked and excited. And then to come out, I'm like, did I enter some kind of time warp, virtual reality, alternate world, something? Like, I came in the car excited, happy, go lucky, let's do it. My friend and I take this trip. All I hear is this negative, depressing commentary. I come out and I'm like, oh man, wow, life sucks. You don't want that. You don't trust me. You don't want that. Been there, done that. I don't want that. Okay. And you gotta keep that up. You gotta know and understand and identify those kinds of people. Cause I recognize, hey, that's not someone I want to spend day in, day out. I don't want them to be my top 5 people, because then I'm not doing good things. I'm not having good things in my life if that's the mentality I surround myself with. And maybe you're thinking, Aimee, that's harsh. How are you just going to drop her like that? And truth is, I didn't drop her, but we're not close like that anymore. And that's just the way life ended up. I didn't have a conversation with her. Hey, we got to talk. And maybe some of you do. We didn't have to have that conversation. Life and circumstances kind of brought it to that. But I'm mindful of, if something comes up and we're together, I'm mindful of what to expect, right? So be mindful. You have more control than you think, right? I make a conscious decision not to be, we don't go hang out one-on-one anymore. We still hang out, but it's in groups. So, you have to decide how to handle that the way you have to decide, but be mindful of the effect those kinds of people can have on you. Okay. So let's talk about who you should surround yourself with. Aside from supportive people, surround yourself with people you can support, right? It's a two-way street. Friendship, relationships, two-way street. It should not be you sucking up all their energy and say, hey, come support me. It's my time. It's Aimee time, right? We don't have time for what you want to do and support what you're doing. No. My time. That is not the way to be a friend. Okay. That is not a way to have anything. And if you have someone who is like that, where it's all about them, hey, yeah, no, I can't. Jane Doe has this going on. Oh, no, man, I can't. Jane Doe wants to do this. If they have something going on for a shortened period of time, that's cool. But if all you find in your relationship when you look at it and you analyze it is them take, then you need to leave. Because would you really want to be somewhere that's just draining? And I know this sounds like this is like How to Lose Friends 101 or something. But I think some of us stay in relationships because we've had them so long that when we look at it and take a step back and analyze our relationships, we're like, I can't let go of them because we've been friends for X years, even though she's negative, even though he's all about him. I'm here to tell you, you can. Okay, how you do it, I'm not saying drop him like a dime. Don't just, cut all ties. If you do, hey, that's on you. Don't say that was Aimee told me to do it. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you to be conscious and mindful of the relationship, though, and, have a conversation with them or let it fizzle out and take a step back if you have to. And, honesty is always the best policy. It is. How you are honest is the thing to be mindful of also, right? So, don't just be harsh, be kind in your honesty, please. But a relationship is a two-way street. You need to also give as much as you take. So you want to surround yourself with givers and not just takers. Because that's what's important, that people help one another, right? Someone who will uplift you and allow you to uplift them. There's a lot of uplifting going because, it's supposed to be a positive and healthy relationship. But in that same vein, you also want someone who will be there for you in the tough times. Someone you can lean on and say, hey, I need to talk. Someone you can count on when you need them, right? Count on Me, CeCe Winans, and Whitney Houston. Amazing song, beautiful song, fantastic. Count on Me. I think that's what it was called. Great song. So you want someone that you can count on in difficult times and someone who can count on you in difficult times. These are, I know what I'm saying sounds like, hey, Aimee, that makes sense. That's just duh, right? Friendship 101. But I don't think we realize that we should be doing that because we have friends from kindergarten on and we think, hey, that's who I have. That's what I have to have. But take a step back, look at your circle and see, who are you surrounding yourself with? Because the next thing I'm going to say is surround yourself with people who have ambition, people who want to chase their dreams, right? Who have a desire to be their best self. Surround yourself with those kinds of people because they will elevate you and encourage you, inspire you to do what? Be your best self. Right? So if everyone is working to be their best self, regardless of whatever self that is, a chef, a comedian, a scientist, a lawyer, a judge, whatever it is, they want to be their best. You're going to want to be your best. Right? So it's all in who you surround yourself with. Right? And these don't have to be your best friends. They should be your close friends. You should be talking to these people regularly. Figure that out. We are in the day and age where there are WhatsApp groups, group me's, Facebook groups, of people. But don't just join all groups to have people and say, yeah, Aimee, I'm in this leaders group and they're awesome. I've surrounded myself with people who are leaders. Have you though? Have you? Or are you surrounded by people who are leaders in name? Right? I'm talking about in your day-to-day life. People who you interact with on a day-to-day life, not just in name, but in everything. Right? Do you have people you go to? Like I have friends who I believe I can count on who are like Yvette Nicole Brown. I don't know if I've said that. I'm a fan of Yvette Nicole Brown. She works so hard to chase her dreams as an actress, from Community to her time on The Talking Dead to what you see. If you follow her on social, she is the most honest person, kind-hearted person, and she is the biggest cheerleader for her friends when they succeed. She is a good person. And I surround myself with people like her. She's not my friend. I would love to be her friend. If someone, we could be friends. We might just be social media friends, but we could be friends. But I want someone who supports me like her. So Yvette will put a post on when a former co-star has gotten a role. When someone she has probably, and I don't know this for a fact, but if her and a friend had gone up for the same role and her friend got it, I have no doubt Yvette would be all about her friend, shouting her praises or his praises online in social media, because she is not vindictive, because she is not petty, because she's a good friend. There's so many people who have that kind of a spirit, right? Yvonne Orji, Lovey Ajayi, Jessica Chastain. Jessica Chastain, I saw in an article that she actually spoke with Octavia Spencer. And with Octavia Spencer became good friends on the movie The Help. And they're doing a movie together again recently. And they were talking about pay disparity. And Octavia was talking about how, she makes less than her white counterparts, her white female counterparts. And Jessica was like, I had no idea. This is baffling and hurtful to hear that. And she said to Octavia, we're going to be together on this. What we make on this movie, you're not going to make less than me. And they went into negotiations and came out making 5 times what they asked for. Like, that's a supportive friend. Jessica Chastain didn't have to do that. I'm really glad she did that, because more people need to do that. She didn't have to, but she not only talks the talk, but she walked the walk. And I think Octavia Spencer said something about that and notated that. But that's a friend, right? That could have backfired on her. She could have left Octavia behind, but she was like, nope. We're do this together. That's a friend. That's someone you want in your circle. That's someone you want to be a friend, right? Not someone who will backstab you, but someone who will support you and carry you, hold out their hand and say, hey, walk with me. Let's do this together. That's the kind of people you want to be with, right? And so when you're chasing your dream, right, you have a work ethic. You're chasing, you're focused, you're doing it. You want all sorts of people in your life. You want cheerleaders. You want people who will work with you, people who will, run the marathon with you, run the race with you, help you out. Those are the kind of people you want. People who will listen to your podcast. Shout outs to all of y'all listening, right? Because I think we're friends. And some of you are friends. And then, in real life, I mean, and you want people who will keep it real with you. Hey, you should not be doing that business advice. That is not a business adventure you need to be going down. You have no experience in it. That's, keep it real. Keep it real. But at the same time, you want someone who will respect you when you say, I know what I'm doing. Let's talk about this. So, respect, support, cheerleader. These are the qualities and characteristics of the people you want in your life. And so I wanted to talk about that because sometimes I think we don't realize who we are surrounded by, who is in your life. So take the next 48 hours. Who are you talking to? Who are you speaking with? Who is it that you are interacting with? What are the qualities of those people? Are they the people you want to have in your life at that level? And if not, do something about it. You guys have control in your life. It's your life, right? It's your relationship. It's your friendship. So be mindful of that. And, get with people who will encourage you. Get with people who will support you. Those people are out there. Now, remember, be a giver, not just a taker. People recognize that, right? Especially, this is not a topic for today, but networking. If you're networking, don't just be someone who's like, hey, can you get me in with this company because I want to do this movie? Hey, I need a speaking engagement. Can you get me in? That's not the kind of people you want in your life. And people can recognize that. Okay. So don't be a moocher. Be a friend. All right. So guys, I wanted to talk about that because, it's not just friends, family, the people that surround you in your life. So try that. Take the next 48 hours, see who you interact with the most, check out those qualities. Is that who you want in your life? Because, if they are the comedic relief in your life, you need that, right? You need that, but make sure that's the positive comedic relief, right? Are they actually good influence on you? Are you a good influence on them? Do an analysis, do an audit of your friends, of your circle, right? Because those in your circle are the ones who will help and be with you through thick and through thin. They are the ones who will be there for you when you need them. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So we talked about your story. We talked about your permission. We talked about your community, your circle, and the people who will be there for you. So keep that in mind. Test it out. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if this has made a difference for you. And you can find me on social media or anywhere else. All right. So guys, till next time, you can find all the show notes for today's episode at AimieJ21.com/episode 155. That's episode 155. And until next time, guys, keep chasing.
Thank you so much for listening to Chasing Dreams. Aimee would love to connect with you and hear all about your pursuit of chasing your dreams. Connect with her on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram via @ChasingDreamsHQ. Or you can find Aimee on Twitter @AimieJ21. That's AIMEEJ21. Be sure to visit headquarters over at ChasingDreamsHQ.com for more inspiration, motivation, and resources to help with your own dream chase. We hope you'll join Aimee next week, and until then, keep chasing.